Speaking of more Star Wars news, though, should we get on to the other pressing Star
Help
Wars?
me out because I lost track. Where are we at?
We are at let me see. It's about the Chinese
Oh yeah, Lucasfilm's
bleedingfool.com.
yes, yes. Bezos join forces with the Communist Chinese Party. So Bezos, just so for those of you that don't know the term, that's a neologism. It's a new word that hasn't really entered the grand sphere of use, but it's a Chinese word for white Americans that are fawning over Chinese culture, and creating something for China that China is inevitably going to reject, as they have everything that has come out, like Wonder Woman 1984 and so forth.
Now, this article was kind of more like an opinion piece, but I did get some interesting things from it, though. Okay, There are some good quotes in here about what they're trying to do. Okay,
which is awesome because I don't think they know what they're trying to do.
No. Okay, Chen Yang, the vice president and chief editor of China Literature. So I guess maybe is all. I don't want to think is all the literature put out by the state over there. I don't know. Okay,
let's not even speculate. Let's just go with the story.
Claims that this effort will show online literature's inclusiveness. Amusingly, however, we already know that the inclusive story will feature an exclusively Chinese sector of the galaxy. Sixth Tone allows us to see through the foggy veil of CCP propaganda. Okay, here's the quote. Okay, this distant star system, says Wang, is a uniquely Chinese corner of the Star Wars universe. Although populated by some recognizable races from the Star Wars universe, Twi'leks, Rhodians, Wookiees, and the like, it mostly consists of a race of humans with black hair and dark eyes whose given names, space, food, architecture, values, culture, and habits reflect those of the Chinese.
So here's the thing. Okay, we have been talking about, there's been a lot of talk in the rumor sphere about this idea of there being a multiverse for Star Wars. And I think that's a little bit overstated. I think what they're doing is they are allowing Kathleen Kennedy and her faction to do whatever stupid bullshit she wants to do and kind of relegating it to beta or delta canon. Yes, technically it sort of is supposed to be part of canon, but it's not. And when they release something in China that's only available to the Chinese in a Chinese language, the Americans are not going to see that as canon because they don't even have access to it. And when they put out something that in books and comics that not everyone sees, basically if it's not a movie or a TV show, it's technically canon, but nobody pays attention to it, and therefore it isn't canon. Okay. And I think that's what we're talking about. Anything that the Kathleen Kennedy camp does is relegated to this beta, delta, epsilon canon because it's not accessible to everybody. It's only accessible to her social justice segment of the population that don't even really consume Star Wars to begin with. Then when you couple that with the fact that Star Wars has not historically been very popular in China, and nobody in China gives a flying fig about Star Wars, what do you have? You have Kathleen Kennedy being completely irrelevant. Close case.
Well, I did see her on the video. She was saying ni hao, and she was introducing this. They say this will never leave China. This is for the China-only market, just as nothing from the High Republic will ever be sold in China.
Yeah. Well, that's great because nothing in the High Republic is going to make it into the mainstream anyway, because nobody's going to pick up and read the damn thing. Just saying. Now that's a later story. There's talk about turning the High Republic into a live action film. That might be considered canon, but until that actually happens, it's meaningless to most audiences. Nobody is scrambling for action figures of these goofy characters that they've done concept art for from this High Republic.
Okay. So do you think that this could be more of Kathleen Kennedy digging her own grave, maybe?
This is Kathleen Kennedy struggling to remain relevant, and nobody gives a flying frick about anything she does. Nobody gives a babu frick about her.
Oh, apparently Troopers
okay, sorry.
There's some Han Solo books that were canonized, and they were Hungarian, I think. Really? I'll have to look for those.
Again, it comes down to what do you consider canon? Just because you call it canon, just because Lucasfilm.
Well, maybe they were translated and considered. I don't know enough about the EU.
Again, you can call it canon. You own the IP, Lucasfilm. You can call it canon. If nobody reads it and nobody has any awareness of it, how much canon is that? This is what the Professor Geek community is founded on. This understanding that it's the audience that determines what canon is, not the IP holders. And I have had this conversation with actual authors that write licensed products for these IPs, and they go, oh no, it's the IP holders that dictate canon. Okay, fine, you believe that because you have to tote the company line because you're getting paid by them. But when nobody gives a flying fig about your book because nobody read it, they can call it canon all they want until everybody forgets about it and it's no longer canon.
Exactly. Well, yeah. No, you make a sound argument for that.
I'm sorry. I'm always going to side on the side of reality. You can believe whatever you want, but reality doesn't give a flying frick what you believe. Okay. And those people out there that claim to be, claim everyone else is a science denier. Well, then you really better understand what science is. Science is a study of reality, and you can believe whatever you want, but reality doesn't care what you believe.
Yeah. Almost like facts don't care about your feelings.
Exactly. Well, that's what I was alluding to. Yeah.